Welcome to the Lore Lodge. Tonight, we're descending into the world of BioShock. Get comfortable. Close your eyes. Let your shoulders drop and let the world outside fade away. The fire is warm. The story is waiting for you. Picture yourself in darkness. A deep, enveloping darkness like the bottom of a well. The only sound is a gentle hum and the rhythmic creak of metal, as if you are inside the belly of some great sleeping machine. You can feel a slight vibration through the soles of your feet. The air tastes of salt and ozone, clean but unnervingly sterile. You reach out a hand and touch cool, curved glass, beaded with condensation. Slowly, a light begins to grow outside. Not a harsh light, but a soft, shimmering blue. It illuminates the small space you are in. A bathysphere. A personal submarine, no bigger than an old-fashioned telephone box, all brass fittings and worn leather seats. As your eyes adjust, you see it. Through the thick glass porthole, a city reveals itself, not on a coastline, but beneath the waves. Impossible towers scrape the unseen roof of a colossal underwater cavern, their windows glowing like 1,000 scattered embers. Art Deco skyscrapers, monuments to a dream, wreathed in the deep blue of the mid-Atlantic. This is Rapture. How could such a place ever come to be? Who would dare to build a city at the bottom of the ocean, and for what purpose? The answer begins not with steel or glass, but with an idea. An idea that took hold in the mind of one man. A man named Andrew Ryan. To understand Andrew Ryan, you have to understand the world he wanted to escape. Imagine the late 1940s. The world has just clawed its way out of the most destructive war in human history. Cities are rubble. Empires are dust. And a new, colder kind of conflict is beginning to settle over everything. The Iron Curtain is descending across Europe. The mushroom cloud of the atomic bomb looms in the collective imagination. It is a world of us's and them. A world of states, of nations, of ideologies clashing like tectonic plates. In this world, you find Andrew Ryan, a man of immense intellect, wealth, and will. He looks at the landscape of the post-war world and feels nothing but contempt. He sees the Soviet Union with its collectivist mantra, where the individual is crushed for the good of the state. He sees the United States with its growing government, its New Deal policies, its talk of public good and social safety nets, and he calls them parasites. He looks at the Vatican, at religion, at any system that places a god or a king or a peoples above the individual, and he scorns it all. You can almost feel the texture of his thoughts, the crisp paper of forbidden books, the cool leather of his study chair. He believes in one thing above all else: the great chain of industry. He believes that the world is moved not by armies or prayers, but by the hands and minds of great men. The scientist in his laboratory, the artist at her easel, the industrialist in his boardroom. He believes that these are the people who create, who innovate, who push humanity forward. And what is their reward? In Ryan's eyes, it is to be taxed, to be regulated, to be told what to do by small men, by bureaucrats and politicians who have never built anything of value themselves. They are, in his favorite word, parasites. They leech off the genius of the individual, redistributing their wealth and shackling their ambition for the sake of the weak, the lazy, the common man. Altruism, to Andrew Ryan, is not a virtue. It is the root of all evil, the justification for every tyrant and every taxman who ever lived. This philosophy has a name in our world. It's called objectivism, a school of thought most famously articulated by the writer Ayn Rand. Her novels, like The Fountainhead and Atlas Shrugged, celebrated the heroic individual, the creator who refuses to compromise their vision for anyone. While Andrew Ryan is not Ayn Rand, he is very much a man cut from the same intellectual cloth. He is Howard Rourke and John Galt rolled into one, but with an even greater fortune and an even more audacious plan. He decides that the world on the surface is a lost cause. It is doomed to be consumed by these parasitic ideologies. He cannot fix it, so he will leave it. He will build a new world. A place where the artist would not fear the censor, where the scientist would not be bound by petty morality, where the great would not be constrained by the small. A city where every man and woman was entitled to the sweat of their own brow. A utopia of the individual. But where could such a city be built? Where could you go that was so remote, so secret, that the grasping hands of the world's governments could never reach it? Not on any continent, not on any island. Ryan's gaze turns downwards, to the one place on Earth still beyond the reach of any nation, the bottom of the sea. The idea is breathtaking in its audacity. It is one thing to dream of a libertarian paradise. It is quite another to decide to build it 2 leagues under the sea. Think of the logistics, the sheer, mind-boggling scale of the undertaking. In the late 1940s, humanity knew more about the surface of the moon than it did about the deep ocean. It was a place of crushing pressure, absolute darkness, and unimaginable cold. It was, for all intents and purposes, another planet, and Andrew Ryan planned to build his new Eden there. You are now in a different place, not a bathysphere, but a vast construction yard somewhere on a desolate, unnamed coast. The air is thick with the smell of welding fumes and diesel. The roar of machinery is constant. This is the secret heart of the project. Under the cover of dummy corporations and shell companies, Ryan pours his colossal fortune into the venture. He gathers the best minds in the world, engineers, architects, geologists, biologists. He presents them with an impossible challenge and the resources to make it possible. They begin by finding the perfect location, a deep-sea trench in the mid-Atlantic, a place of relative geological stability, cradled by underwater volcanoes. These volcanoes are key. They provide the geothermal energy that will power the entire city. Ryan's vision is not just for a shelter, but for a self-sufficient metropolis. Power, water, even air would all be generated on site, free from any reliance on the surface world. You watch as colossal structures are assembled on land, prefabricated sections of towers, tunnels, and domes, built from a newly developed aluminium alloy, strong enough to withstand the immense pressure of the deep. It is like watching the birth of a metal giant. Each piece is then loaded onto a fleet of purpose-built submersible barges, which slip out of port in the dead of night, their destinations known only to a select few. Now, imagine the descent. You are with the construction crews, the welders of the deep. You are sealed inside a bulky, heavy diving suit, the kind with a large brass helmet that feels like it weighs a ton. The hiss of your rebreather is the only sound you can hear. Outside your small porthole, the world is an inky black. pierced only by the powerful searchlights of your submersible. You are lowered to the seabed, a place no human has ever stood before. The pressure is a constant physical presence. It's a weight you can feel in your bones. The cold is absolute. Yet here, in this most hostile of environments, a city begins to rise. Geothermal vents are harnessed. Foundations are drilled into the bedrock. And then, piece by piece, the structures you saw on the surface are lowered and locked into place, sealed with experimental welding techniques and reinforced against the terrifying force of the ocean. It is slow, dangerous work. A single mistake, a single weak seal, could mean instant death. But these are not just workers. They are pioneers, believers in Ryan's vision. They are building more than a city. They are building a monument to human will. They are proving that nothing is impossible for a man who refuses to be told no. The process takes years. A secret city the size of Manhattan, assembled in total darkness at the bottom of the sea. It's a feat of engineering that would rival the pyramids or the Great Wall of China, all done in complete secrecy. No government knows. No newspaper reports it. It is a ghost project, funded by a ghost fortune, built by men and women who have, for all intents and purposes, disappeared from the surface world. And then, one day, it is complete. The last panel is sealed. The last system is brought online. The geothermal power plants hum to life. The oxygen generators begin to churn, filling the city with breathable air. The lights of Rapture flicker on for the first time, a constellation of defiance in the eternal night of the abyss. The year is 1951. Rapture is ready for its citizens. Who would come to such a place? Who would abandon their life, their family, their country, to live in a city sealed under miles of water? The answer is the best and the brightest. Andrew Ryan does not send out an open invitation. He and his agents scout the world for people who share his philosophy. He approaches the geniuses, the innovators, the artists who feel constrained by the world above. Imagine you are one of them. You are a brilliant geneticist, but your research is deemed too controversial. Or perhaps you are a composer whose music is too radical for the establishment. Or a surgeon pioneering techniques that the medical boards condemn as unethical. One day, you receive a discreet letter on heavy, expensive paper. It invites you to a meeting. There, you are told about a place where your work would not be restricted, a place where you would be free to achieve your full potential. It is an intoxicating promise to leave behind the world of petty rules and small minds, to join a community of your peers, the elite of humanity. And so, they come. In secret, one by one. They fake their own deaths, abandon their old lives and take a one-way trip to a lighthouse in the middle of the Atlantic. From there, they take the bathysphere down into the impossible city, down into Rapture. And what a city it is. Let's take a walk. Forget the cold, dark construction site. You are now stepping out of a bathysphere station into Rapture's golden age. The year is, let's say, 1958. The city is thriving. The first thing that hits you is the sheer opulence. The architecture is a symphony of Art Deco. Polished brass, rich mahogany, marble floors that gleam under the warm electric lights. It's the roaring 20s, flash frozen and preserved at the bottom of the ocean. Everywhere you look, there is beauty and confidence. Water shimmering in elegant columns that run through the buildings. Grand statues celebrating the ideals of industry and individual achievement. Neon signs hum softly, advertising everything from cigarettes to genetic modifications. The air is filled with the sound of jazz music, drifting from unseen speakers. It's the music of the surface, a ghost of a world left behind, recontextualized as the soundtrack to utopia. You feel the soft, recycled air on your skin. It carries a faint scent of perfume and salt water, a signature smell of the city. You walk down a wide promenade. Through the enormous glass windows to your left, you can see the ocean itself. A whale drifts silently past, its eye as big as a dinner plate, looking in with ancient curiosity. Strange, bioluminescent fish dance in the darkness, their colors more vibrant than any neon sign. The city is a fishbowl, and you are living inside it. Let's visit some of the districts. We could go to Arcadia. It's the city's heart and lungs. A vast, domed arboretum, a man-made forest miles beneath the waves. Here, Dr. Julie Langford, a brilliant botanist, has achieved the impossible. She has cultivated lush forests of oak and pine, designed to grow in artificial light and to produce enough oxygen for the entire city. You can walk on soft grass, breathe air that smells of pine needles and damp earth. It is a perfect replica of a world no one in Rapture can ever return to. Or perhaps you'd prefer a night out. We can go to the Kashmir restaurant. It's the height of fine dining. You sit in a plush velvet booth, a crisp white tablecloth before you. The lights are low. A jazz trio plays on a small stage. The food is exquisite, the wine even better. And the clientele? These are the titans of Rapture. The scientists, artists, and entrepreneurs who are building this new world. The conversation is sharp, witty, ambitious. Here, no idea is too bold, no dream too grand. After dinner, maybe a show. We can visit Fort Frolic, the city's cultural and entertainment hub. It's run by a man named Sander Cohen, a playwright, a composer, a poet, an artist. In the world above, he was a talent. Here, in Rapture, he is a god. Fort Frolic is his kingdom. Theaters show his plays. Galleries display his sculptures. His music is piped into every corner of the district. It's a place of vibrant, sometimes unsettling creativity. A monument to art freed from all commercial and moral constraints. This is the dream of Rapture made real. A society driven by pure, unregulated capitalism and individual freedom. There are no price controls, no minimum wage, no unions. If you have a good idea, you can become a millionaire overnight. New businesses spring up constantly. Vending machines, called Circus of Values or El Amo Bandito, offer goods with a cheerful, slightly manic sales pitch. Everything is for sale. Everything is possible. But even in paradise, there are problems. Small ones at first. The people who came to Rapture were geniuses, but they still needed someone to clean the toilets, to collect the rubbish, to do the manual labor. So, a working class begins to form. People who were perhaps not the best and brightest, but who were willing to do the jobs no one else wanted in exchange for a life in this incredible city. A gap begins to emerge. A gap between the thinkers and the doers. Between the residents of the luxurious apartments in Apollo Square and the workers in the cramped quarters of Hephaestus, the industrial heart of the city. you can feel a subtle shift in the city's atmosphere. The initial euphoria begins to be tempered by a new kind of tension. The dream of a classless society of elites is colliding with the reality of human nature. Some people get rich, others do not. And in a city with no social safety net, what happens when you fail? Where do you go when you can no longer afford your rent? Andrew Ryan's answer is simple. You are entitled to the sweat of your brow. If you fail, that is your problem alone. Then comes the discovery, the one that will change everything. It starts, as so many things do, with a stroke of luck. Dr. Brigid Tenenbaum, a brilliant but ruthless geneticist, is down at the docks. She is studying the strange marine life that congregates around the city's warm water vents. She notices a species of sea slug, nothing remarkable at first glance, but she observes something strange. When one of the slugs is injured, another will nudge it, and the wound will heal almost instantly. Her curiosity is piqued. You can imagine her in her lab, the sterile smell of antiseptic, the gentle bubbling of beakers. She begins to study these slugs. She discovers that they secrete a substance, a kind of unstable stem cell. It can rewrite genetic code, repair damaged tissue, create new tissue where there was none. It is a biological miracle. She calls it ADAM. Adaptable DNA. Almost magical. A fitting name. ADAM has the potential to revolutionize medicine. It could cure any disease, reverse aging, allow for physical enhancement on a scale never before imagined. But there is a problem. The slugs produce ADAM in tiny, almost useless quantities. To get enough for any practical application, you would need an army of slugs. It is a dead end, a frustrating glimpse of an impossible future. This is where another key figure enters our story. A man named Frank Fontaine. On the surface, Fontaine is a legitimate businessman. He runs Fontaine Fisheries, a company that helps to feed the city. But in reality, he is a gangster. A con man from the surface world who smuggled himself into Rapture. He is everything Andrew Ryan despises. A man who doesn't build, but takes. He sees an opportunity in Tenenbaum's discovery. He approaches her. He has resources. He has connections in the city's underworld. He offers to fund her research, no questions asked. Together, they solve the production problem. They find that ADAM can be cultivated inside a living host. The slug, once implanted in a host, acts as a factory, producing vast quantities of the substance. A new industry is born. Fontaine creates a company, Fontaine Futuristics. They begin to sell products derived from ADAM. Lotions that make your skin younger, tonics that make your hair grow back. Simple, cosmetic things at first, but they are wildly popular. Rapture's elite, obsessed with perfection and achievement, flock to these new products. Fontaine becomes incredibly wealthy, a rival to Ryan himself. Then comes the next great leap. Working with another brilliant scientist, Dr. Yi Su-chong, they weaponize ADAM. They create what they call plasmids. These are genetic modifications that are drunk like a soft drink. They rewrite your DNA on the fly, giving you abilities that were once the stuff of science fiction. The ability to shoot electricity from your fingertips, to create fire with a snap of your fingers, to move objects with your mind. You are in a demonstration hall. A charismatic salesman stands on a stage. He clicks his fingers, and a ball of flame appears in his palm, hovering harmlessly. The crowd gasps. He points at a block of ice, and a bolt of lightning shoots from his hand, shattering it into 1,000 pieces. This isn't just medicine anymore. This is human evolution in a bottle. Plasmids become the new status symbol, the ultimate expression of individual power and potential. Why learn a skill when you can just drink it? But Adam has a dark side, a terrible cost. It is highly addictive, and it is genetically unstable. The more Adam you take, the more you need to maintain the changes and your own sanity. Heavy users begin to experience side effects. Their bodies deform, their minds fracture. They become paranoid, aggressive, obsessed with getting more Adam. They become what the people of Rapture will soon call splicers. The city begins to change. The clean, Art Deco corridors start to feel a little less safe. You see people who look wrong. Their faces are distorted, their bodies twisted into unnatural shapes. They mutter to themselves, their eyes wide and staring. At first, they're just a fringe element, an unfortunate side effect of progress, but their numbers are growing. The demand for Adam is now insatiable, but the host system is inefficient. Fontaine and Tenenbaum need a better factory, a host that can produce pure, high-quality Adam, and a lot of it. Their research leads them to a horrifying conclusion. The ideal host would be a young child, someone whose body is still growing and adapting. A child's stomach could be bonded with the sea slug, turning them into a living Adam factory. Fontaine, a man with no morals, sees no problem with this. He opens the Little Sisters orphanage, a front for his grotesque experiment. He takes the daughters of the city's poor and desperate and turns them into these Little Sisters. Their bodies are altered. Their minds are conditioned to see the world differently. To them, the dead bodies of Adam-rich splicers appear as fallen angels. They are taught to wander the halls of Rapture, harvesting Adam from these corpses with large, unpleasant-looking syringes. Of course, these Little Sisters are incredibly valuable. They are walking gold mines. And Rapture is becoming a more dangerous place by the day. They need protection. So, Dr. Suchong is tasked with creating a guardian. He takes convicts from Fontaine's private prison, men no one will miss. Through a horrific process of physical and mental conditioning, he grafts their bodies into massive, armored diving suits. He strips away their free will, their personality, their humanity. He bonds them psychologically to the Little Sisters. Their only purpose is to protect the girls, to kill anyone who tries to harm them. He calls his creation the Big Daddy. Imagine the sight, the sound, the slow, heavy tread of metal feet echoing down a marble corridor, the mournful, whale-like groan that is the only voice it has left. And by its side, a small girl with glowing eyes, singing a nursery rhyme to herself. This becomes a common and terrifying sight in the halls of Rapture, the symbol of how far the city has fallen from its original dream. Andrew Ryan is not blind to what is happening. He sees Frank Fontaine not just as a business rival, but as a threat to the very soul of Rapture. Fontaine's power is built on smuggling, on the black market, on creating a dependent class of Adam addicts. He is a parasite, the very thing Ryan built Rapture to escape. The two most powerful men in the city are on a collision course, and the city itself will be the battlefield. Ryan begins to compromise his own ideals to fight Fontaine. He, the great champion of the free market, nationalizes Fontaine Futuristics. He seizes control of the Adam industry. He declares Fontaine an enemy of the people. It is a desperate move, and it backfires. Fontaine has spent years cultivating the loyalty of the city's growing underclass. The disgruntled workers, the failed artists, the Adam addicts. He presents himself as their champion. A man of the people, fighting against the tyrant Ryan. On New Year's Eve, 1958, the conflict explodes. You are at a grand masquerade ball in the Kashmir restaurant. The music is playing, champagne is flowing, people in elaborate masks are dancing. Then, the bombs go off. Fontaine's army of splicers, their minds and bodies twisted by Adam, their faces hidden behind cheap party masks, launch a coordinated attack across the city. The Rapture civil war has begun. The fighting is brutal and chaotic. It is not a war of armies, but of neighbors. The splicers, armed with guns, wrenches, and their own horrific plasmids, fight against Ryan's loyalists and his automated security systems. The beautiful Art Deco halls become war zones. The polished marble floors are stained with blood. The elegant statues are used for cover. The dream of Rapture dies in a storm of fire and electricity. The city descends into madness. The social order completely collapses. To maintain control, Ryan becomes the very thing he always hated: a tyrant. He introduces the death penalty for smuggling. He uses his own plasmids to create enforcers, splicing his own people to fight the war. He begins broadcasting propaganda across the city, his voice a constant, reassuring, yet increasingly unhinged presence. He is a king defending a ruined castle. Fontaine is reportedly killed in a final shootout with Ryan's forces. His revolution seems to be over, but it's a hollow victory. The damage is done. Rapture is broken. The delicate systems that keep the city running are beginning to fail. Leaks spring up everywhere. The constant drip of water becomes a new part of the city's soundscape. Whole sections of the city are flooded and abandoned. Most of the sane population is dead or in hiding. The city is now ruled by the splicers. They are trapped in a nightmare loop. Their minds are gone, replaying fragments of their old lives. The singer who still tries to sing with a ruined voice. The surgeon who stalks the halls, looking for patients. They are ghosts, haunted by the memory of the lives they lost, driven only by their desperate, agonizing need for more Adam. You are now walking through the Rapture of 1960. The Rapture we see in the game. The Golden Age is a distant memory. The lights flicker and die. The carpets are sodden and mildewed. The beautiful architecture is crumbling, covered in grime and graffiti. The neon signs that once advertised hope and progress now cast a sickly, ominous glow. The jazz music still plays from the speakers, but now it sounds like a funeral dirge, a sad, ironic echo of a better time. You can smell the decay, the rot of seawater and something worse. The air is cold and damp. Every shadow feels threatening. A sudden noise makes you jump. It is just a security camera, its red light sweeping back and forth, forever searching for enemies who are already everywhere. You hear a distant scream, followed by a burst of manic laughter. This is not a city anymore. It is a tomb. And Andrew Ryan? He is still here, locked away in his office at the top of Hephaestus. He sits in the dark, watching his city die on security monitors. He has won the war, but lost everything else. His utopia, his great experiment in human freedom, has resulted in this. A charnel house at the bottom of the sea. He has become a prisoner of his own creation, a philosopher king with no subjects left, but monsters and ghosts. He had a philosophy, a simple, powerful one. A man chooses, a slave obeys. He believed that by removing all external constraints, by letting the great be great, humanity would soar. But he forgot something. He forgot that the parasites he so despised, things like compassion, community, and restraint, are not just chains. Sometimes they are guardrails. They are what keep us from driving off the cliff of our own ambition. Rapture was a city with no guardrails. It gave its citizens the freedom to be gods, and in doing so, it gave them the freedom to become devils. The story of Rapture is a tragedy. A story of a beautiful idea that, when taken to its absolute extreme, created a perfect hell. A gilded cage that drowned in the very freedoms it was built to protect. And there it lies, in the crushing dark, waiting. A monument to the idea that a man is entitled to the sweat of his brow, a beautiful broken city filled with the ghosts of genius and the echoes of a terrible choice. The choice to build paradise, no matter the cost. The groan of the hull, the drip of water, the distant, mournful call of a Big Daddy. This is the legacy of Andrew Ryan. This is Rapture. And so the music stops. Not with a sudden crash, but with the slow, mournful decay of a final chord played on a waterlogged piano. The Civil War burned itself out. There were no victors, no treaties signed in grand halls. There was only exhaustion, a city of ghosts, haunted by what it was and what it had become. You walk through a place that was once called Apollo Square. The great bronze statue of Andrew Ryan still stands, but its triumphant pose now seems like a bitter joke. His outstretched hand, once offering the promise of a better world, is now covered in green verdigris, like a creeping disease. Water drips from his fingertips into a murky pool below. The sound echoes in the cavernous silence. The air is cold. It carries the scent of rust, of stagnant water, and something else. A faint, cloying sweetness that you recognize as the lingering trace of Adam. It is the perfume of Rapture's downfall. A flickering neon sign for a long-closed restaurant casts a sickly pink glow on the wet floor, its light reflecting in twisted, broken shapes. It promises the finest steaks under the sea, but the windows are shattered and the door hangs from a single hinge. There is no one here. Not really. The splicers, the city's new inhabitants, are shadows in the periphery. You hear their muttered monologues drifting from darkened alleyways, fragments of conversations with people who are long gone. They are echoes of the citizens they once were, trapped in a nightmare of their own making. They are a constant, whispering reminder that a mind untethered from its own humanity is a terrifying thing. You see the detritus of abandoned lives everywhere you look. A child's teddy bear lies face down in a puddle, its button eyes staring into the murky depths. A discarded newspaper, its headline proclaiming, Ryan seizes Fontaine Futuristics is now just a pulpy mass, its words bleeding into nonsense. Each object is a tiny tragedy, a final, silent testament to a life interrupted, a dream that drowned. This is the final, logical conclusion of Ryan's great chain. Untethered industry became rampant genetic warfare. Untethered art became the twisted theater of Sander Cohen. Untethered thought became the rambling psychosis of the splicers. Ryan sought to build a utopia free from the parasites, the altruists, the censors. He succeeded only in creating a new kind of cage, one built not of steel bars, but of unrestrained ambition and biological decay. Then you hear it, a heavy, rhythmic footstep, the sound of metal on stone. Thump, thump. It is followed by a low, mournful groan, more animal than man. A big daddy rounds the corner. Its porthole eyes glow with a dim yellow light sweeping across the empty square. It is not looking for you. It is a sentinel on a meaningless patrol, a knight whose king is dead and whose kingdom has fallen to ruin. Behind it, a little sister hums a nursery rhyme. Her voice is unnervingly clear in the quiet. She skips along, her Adam syringe held like a favorite doll. She is the most valuable and the most tragic figure in this entire fallen world. The future that Rapture was meant to build, now reduced to a pale gatherer, oblivious to the horror that surrounds her. They pass by, a strange and sorrowful pair, and disappear into the shadows. And the city waits. It holds its breath. The machinery still hums. The water still drips. The ghosts still whisper. It feels as though the entire grand, decaying theater is simply waiting for the curtain to rise on the final act, waiting for one last player to arrive, one last lighthouse to shine its light down into the dark, waiting for a man or a slave. Take a deep breath. Let the day fall away. You are descending. Not in an elevator, not in a bathysphere, but deeper into yourself, into that quiet place where thoughts slow down and stories can begin. Imagine yourself in a city at the bottom of the ocean. The dream of Rapture is over. The great experiment has failed. And now you walk through its beautiful, decaying corpse. Water weeps through cracks in the thick glass, tracing slow paths down walls that once gleamed with Art Deco confidence. The carpets, once a rich crimson, are now a sodden, dark burgundy under your feet. They make a soft, squelching sound with every step you take. The silence here is profound. It is a heavy, weighted silence, full of things unsaid and lives unlived. It is the quiet of a museum after closing time, or a theater after the final curtain has fallen for the very last time. And then you hear it. It is not a loud sound. It is a low, mournful call, a long, drawn-out groan of metal and sorrow that echoes through the flooded halls. It sounds like a whale singing a lament. It is a lonely sound, a sound of absolute purpose. And it is getting closer. With it comes another sound, the heavy, rhythmic tread of enormous boots on the marble floor. Thump. Pause. Thump. Each footstep seems to shake the very foundations of this drowned city. It is the sound of something immense, something powerful. And it is not alone. You hear a third sound now, carried on the damp air. The soft, lilting melody of a child's song. a nursery rhyme you cannot quite place. It is a strange counterpoint to the heavy tread and the mournful groan. Innocence in a place that has lost all of its own. This is the trinity of Rapture's latter days: the Guardian, the Gatherer, and the precious, terrible substance that binds them together. This is the story of the Big Daddy and his little sister. A story of science without limits. A story of love without a soul. A story of a bond forged in desperation and sealed in tragedy. To understand the Guardian and the Gatherer, you must first understand what they seek. You must understand Adam. It did not begin as a monster. Nothing ever does. It began as a miracle. Picture a scientist, a woman named Bridget Tenenbaum. She is peering into a microscope, her brow furrowed in concentration. The light from the lamp illuminates the tiny, translucent form of a sea slug, discovered in the volcanic vents near Rapture. It is a creature of no consequence to most, but to Tenenbaum, it holds the key to everything. This little slug, you see, produces a substance unlike any other. Stem cells. Pure, unstable, miraculous stem cells that can rewrite the very fabric of the body. They can cure disease. They can mend scar tissue. They can even grant abilities that border on the superhuman. Imagine a world with no genetic illness, no chronic pain, no physical limitations. That was the promise. They called this substance Adam, the building block of a new humanity. And when it was first introduced to the citizens of Rapture, it was hailed as the city's greatest achievement. It was the ultimate expression of Andrew Ryan's philosophy, the power to remake yourself in your own image, to shed the weaknesses of the flesh and become something more, something better. Imagine the initial excitement. You see advertisements, sleek and optimistic, plastered on the walls of the city. A smiling woman effortlessly lifting a heavy object. A man once confined to a wheelchair now dancing. The slogans are bold. A new you is just a plasmid away. Why settle for what God gave you? Why settle for what God gave you? The first plasmids, as the gene tonics were called, were simple. They offered minor cosmetic changes, enhanced strength, improved intellect. But soon, the market demanded more. The ability to create fire from your fingertips, to summon a swarm of insects, to move objects with your mind. The human body became a canvas, and Adam was the paint. But there was a catch. Of course there was. The sea slug only produced a tiny amount of Adam, not nearly enough to satisfy the growing demand of a city becoming addicted to self-improvement. And Adam itself was unstable. The more you used, the more you needed just to maintain your changes. And the more you used, the more your original genetic code degraded. Your body forgot how to be itself. This led to a new kind of citizen in Rapture, the splicer. You can see them now in the shadows of the city. Their bodies are twisted, scarred parodies of the human form. Their minds are fractured, lost in a haze of pain and desperate craving for their next fix of Adam. They are the cost of perfection, the human price of a scientific miracle. The need for more Adam became the single driving force of the city. It was more valuable than gold, more sought after than power. Andrew Ryan tried to control its production. But his rival, the cunning businessman Frank Fontaine, saw an opportunity. He understood that whoever controlled the atom controlled Rapture. Fontaine needed a way to produce Adam on an industrial scale. And this is where the story turns. It moves from the realm of scientific hubris into something much darker, much more personal. For the solution, discovered by Dr. Tenenbaum in a moment of chilling inspiration, required a living host. A host that could process and multiply the Adam from the sea slug. A host whose body was resilient and adaptable. A host like a child. Step inside Fontaine's little sister's orphanage. The name itself is a cruel joke. A piece of branding from a man who saw children not as people, but as a resource. From the outside, you might see the flickering neon sign, a smiling cartoon girl. It looks almost welcoming in the deep-sea gloom. But as you step through the doors, the air changes. It is cold. It smells of antiseptic and damp concrete. There are no sounds of laughter here, no scraped knees or joyful shouts, only a hollow echo. The walls are lined with drawings, crayon pictures of happy families and sunny skies. Dreams of a world these children would never know. In the early days of Rapture, before the fall, there were few children. The city was built for pioneers, for artists and scientists, not for families. But as time went on, and the city's society began to fray, children became another casualty, orphans of the growing chaos. And Frank Fontaine was there to scoop them up. He presented himself as their savior, their benefactor. You walk down a long corridor. On either side are small rooms, more like cells than bedrooms. Each has a small cot, a single bare light bulb. You can imagine the girls who lived here. Small, forgotten, lured by the promise of a home, a warm bed, a full meal. They were brought here under the guise of charity, but they were raw materials for Fontaine's burgeoning Adam empire. It was here that Dr. Tenenbaum conducted her terrible work. She saw them not as children, but as wombs. Living factories for the most valuable substance on Earth. Let's take a moment to understand Brigid Tenenbaum. It is easy to paint her as a monster, but the truth is more complicated and more tragic. Imagine her as a young girl herself, in another life, another world. She was a child prodigy, a brilliant mind trapped in a Nazi concentration camp. There, she witnessed unspeakable experiments. She saw science twisted into an instrument of horror. But she also learned. She learned to see the human body as a machine, a collection of parts and processes. She learned to suppress her empathy, to focus only on the data. It was a survival mechanism, a way to make sense of a world that had lost its mind. When she came to Rapture, she brought that cold, detached brilliance with her. For her, the problem of Adam production was just that, a problem, an equation to be solved. And the children in Fontaine's orphanage were a variable. She discovered that by implanting the sea slug into the stomach lining of a host, the slug would produce vast quantities of Adam. And the most effective hosts were young girls. Feel the cold linoleum floor beneath your feet as you stand in what was once her laboratory. You can see the stainless steel tables, the strange, arcane equipment, the diagrams on the walls showing the anatomy of a child, annotated with cold, scientific precision. This is where innocence was systematically dismantled. The process was horrific. The slug was surgically implanted. It was a symbiotic relationship of a sort. The slug was fed, and in return, it flooded the host's body with Adam. The child's own cells were constantly being rewritten. They were no longer entirely human. They were something new, a living vessel. But this created a new problem. The children, now little sisters, were walking treasure troves. Every splicer in Rapture would hunt them down to get the Adam they carried. They were too valuable to be left unguarded, and they were too altered, too precious, to simply be locked away. They needed to be out in the city, harvesting. Adam, you see, is recycled. When a splicer dies, the Adam in their body can be recovered. The little sisters were given a grim task: to wander the halls of Rapture, find the fallen, and extract the Adam using large, menacing syringes. They became the city's ghoulish little undertakers. Of course, no child would willingly perform such a task. The reality of their work, of plunging a needle into a corpse while crazed splicers lurked in the shadows, would break their minds. And so, their minds had to be broken first. They were subjected to intense mental conditioning, hypnotherapy, psychological manipulation. They were taught to see the world not as it was, but as a beautiful, idyllic dream. When you see Rapture through a little sister's eyes, the leaking, ruined corridors become grand ballrooms. The flickering lights become sparkling chandeliers. The corpses of splices are not corpses at all. They are angels, sleeping soundly. And when the little sister extracts their Adam, she believes she is waking them up, helping them on their way. She hums a little song as she works, a happy gardener tending to her flowers. It is a kindness in its own twisted way, a shield of manufactured innocence to protect them from the horror of their existence. But this shield was fragile, and the dangers of Rapture were very, very real. The little sisters needed a protector, a guardian who would follow them everywhere. A guardian who would never sleep, never question, and never fail. They needed a father figure, and so Rapture created one. Let the image of the orphanage fade. You are now in a different facility. Hephaestus, the industrial heart of Rapture. The air here is hot and thick with the smell of ozone and hot metal. The sound of machinery is a constant low hum. This is where the city's engineering marvels were born. And it is where its greatest monstrosity was forged. Enter the workshop of Dr. Yi Suchong. He was a contemporary of Tenenbaum, another brilliant mind drawn to Rapture's promise of scientific freedom. But where Tenenbaum was cold and detached, Suchong was arrogant, cruel, and impatient. He had no time for ethics or morality. He cared only for results. And Frank Fontaine gave him a new project, the Protector Program. Suchong's task was to build a bodyguard for the little sisters, something that could withstand the onslaught of even the most powerful splicers. Something utterly loyal, something that inspired terror in all who saw it. His solution was not to build a machine, but to repurpose a man. Imagine the process. It is the stuff of nightmares, so we will only touch on it gently. The subjects were drawn from Rapture's undesirables, prisoners from Fontaine's smuggling operations, political dissidents who had crossed Andrew Ryan. Some were even volunteers, Desperate men who sold their bodies to science for a pittance to support their families. They were promised a new life, a new purpose. They were taken to Suchong's labs. Here, they were stripped of everything that made them human. Their skin was grafted directly into a colossal pressurized diving suit, an armored shell that would become their permanent body, their prison, their tomb. Feel the immense weight of it. Imagine being sealed inside. The suit is filled with a nutrient solution. Breathing is handled by a rebreather system. You no longer need to eat or sleep in the conventional sense. Your world is reduced to what you can see through a small set of glowing portholes. Your voice is gone, replaced by the low, mournful groans filtered through the suit's vocalizer. A sound designed to mimic the calls of a whale, to be comforting to the little sisters in the deep-sea environment. Their bodies were pumped full of plasmids to grant them superhuman strength and resilience. Their vocal cords were surgically altered. Their minds were systematically wiped, erased through a brutal combination of psychological and chemical conditioning. All memories of a past life, a wife, a child, a name, were scoured away. All that remained was a single, overwhelming imperative: protect the little sister. They became big daddies. There were different models. The bouncer, with its iconic, terrifying drill. The Rosies, with its powerful rivet gun. Each a walking tank, a perfect killing machine. But inside each one was the ghost of a man. A man who had once had a life, a hope, a dream. The final step was the most crucial: the bond. A big daddy would be useless if it protected just any little sister. It had to be bonded to one specific child. Suchong developed a pheromone, a unique chemical scent that each little sister would exude. The big daddy was conditioned to respond to this scent above all else. It was an artificial, chemical form of love, an unbreakable, unthinking devotion. When a big daddy is paired with his little sister, it is for life. He follows her everywhere. He waits patiently as she gathers Adam from the angels. He stands guard, his heavy footsteps, a constant, reassuring presence. If anyone or anything threatens his charge, his rage is absolute. The glowing portholes on his helmet switch from a passive yellow to a terrifying, aggressive red. And he will not stop until the threat is eliminated. There is a tragic poetry to it. A man stripped of his humanity, turned into a monster to protect a child who has been stripped of her own innocence. They are two halves of a broken whole, a walking embodiment of Rapture's twisted values. They are a father and a daughter, bound not by blood, but by science and necessity. They wander the lonely, leaking halls together. A silent, hulking giant and a small, humming girl. An inseparable, tragic pair. They are the most feared sight in Rapture. But if you look closely, if you watch them when they think they are alone, you can see something else. You can see the little sister sometimes reach out and pat the huge, armored leg of her protector. You can see the big daddy gently nudge her away from a dangerous ledge with his massive arm. In the silence between the chaos, there are tiny moments of what looks like affection. Or perhaps it is just the programming running its course. It is hard to tell. Now, let your focus drift back to Dr. Tenenbaum, the creator of the Little Sisters, the architect of so much of this suffering. After the supposed death of Frank Fontaine, Andrew Ryan seized control of his assets, including the Adam industry. The production of Little Sisters and Big Daddies continued under his rule. It had become too vital to the city's fragile economy to stop. Tenenbaum continued her research. She was celebrated. She was wealthy. She had everything she ever wanted. But something began to change within her. Perhaps it was the constant exposure to the children she had created. Perhaps it was the memory of her own lost childhood, resurfacing after years of suppression. You can picture her in her laboratory late at night. The city outside is descending into chaos. The sounds of gunfire and screams echo in the distance, and she is looking at her creation. She watches a little sister humming to herself, playing with a doll. She hears the protective groan of the Big Daddy standing guard nearby. And for the first time in a long time, she doesn't see a successful experiment. She sees a child. Guilt is a powerful catalyst. It began as a whisper in the back of her mind, a flicker of doubt, but it grew into a roar. The faces of the girls from the orphanage haunted her dreams. The cold, scientific detachment that had protected her for so long began to crack. And underneath, she found a conscience. She realized what she had done. In her pursuit of knowledge, in her ambition, she had repeated the sins of the very people she had once despised. She had turned children into objects. She had sacrificed their humanity for her own gains. And she knew she had to atone. So, she began a new project, a secret one. She dedicated herself to finding a cure, a way to reverse the process, a way to turn the little sisters back into the little girls they were meant to be. It was her penance, her one chance at redemption. She created a new plasmid, a gift. One that could extract the sea slug without killing the host. One that could give these children back their lives. She set up safe houses hidden throughout the city, sanctuaries for the children she managed to rescue. You can imagine these small, hidden places, a warm light in the crushing darkness of Rapture. Here, the girls could be children again. They could play. They could learn. They could begin to heal. It was a small act of defiance against the city she had helped to ruin. But for every child she saved, there were dozens more still out there, still wandering the halls with their hulking protectors, still trapped in their beautiful, horrifying dream. Her work was far from over. And it placed her in direct opposition to Andrew Ryan and the new master of the Adam trade, a man who would rise from the ashes of the old. The cycle of exploitation was not so easily broken. What of the Big Daddies in all of this? There was no cure for them. There was no way to reverse the process. Their humanity was lost forever, sealed within their armored coffins. When their little sister was saved, their purpose was gone. The chemical bond was broken. They would often fall into a state of despair, wailing in confusion and rage. Some would simply shut down. Others would lash out at anything that moved. They were a tragic, loose end, a testament to the fact that some things, once broken, can never be fully repaired. So let us return to that lonely, flooded corridor where our story began. The sound of the heavy footsteps is right outside now. The mournful groan echoes in the enclosed space, and the little girl's song is clear as a bell. You stay perfectly still, hidden in the shadows. You watch as they pass. The Big Daddy, a bouncer model, moves with a slow, deliberate gait. Its drill arm is held low, spinning almost lazily. Its glowing yellow portholes scan the area, missing nothing. It is the image of tireless vigilance. Walking just ahead of it is the little sister. She is small, dressed in a grubby but once nice dress. Her eyes glow with a faint, eerie light. She holds a large syringe in one hand like a favorite doll. She is not looking at the decay around her. She is somewhere else entirely. In her mind, she is walking through a beautiful garden. The peeling wallpaper is a tapestry of flowers. The rust is golden moss. She stops. She has found an angel, a fallen splicer contorted in death. She kneels down, and you can see a look of gentle pity on her face. "Time to wake up, Mr. Angel," she whispers, and she raises her syringe. The Big Daddy stands over her, a silent, unmoving statue. His head is bowed slightly, watching his charge. He is her shadow, her shield, her entire world, and she is his only reason for being. This grim ritual is their life, their purpose. It is all they have ever known. As you watch them, this strange, tragic family, you are left with a quiet, lingering question. What is the nature of their bond? Is it simply programming? A clever mix of pheromones and conditioning? Or, in the depths of that chemical connection, has something else taken root? Something that resembles love? Perhaps it is a question with no answer. They are a monument to a city that lost its way. A city that sacrificed its soul for the promise of power. The guardian and the gatherer. A father with no memory. A daughter with no future. Bound together at the bottom of the ocean. Forever. They finish their work. The little sister pats the angel on the head, as if tucking him into bed. She stands up, and the Big Daddy lets out another low, mournful groan. It is a sound of acknowledgement, a sound of continuation. And together they walk on, their footsteps echoing down the long, dark hall, until they are swallowed by the silence and the sea once more. Leaving you alone, in the quiet, with nothing but the sound of dripping water and the memory of a nursery rhyme, fading, fading, into sleep. This bond is not one of words. He has no voice to offer you comfort, no language to share. His reassurances are written in the language of presence, in the heavy, deliberate placement of his armored boots upon the sodden carpets of rapture, in the way his entire body becomes a shield between you and any perceived threat, however small. A splicer's distant shriek, a security camera's whirring turn, even a piece of falling plaster. He is a constant, a physical fact in a city of ghosts and echoes. And you, in turn, speak a language he was made to understand. Not with your mouth, but with your biochemistry, with the unique pheromonal signature that you exude. To him, it is the only signal in the world that matters, a homing beacon in the noise of Rapture's decay. It is more than a scent. It is a command, a plea, a promise. It tells him where you are, that you are safe, that his purpose is being fulfilled. It is the invisible tether that keeps the roaring engine of his rage dormant. As long as that signal is calm and steady, so is the giant. Imagine what the world looks like through his portholes. It must be a muted, distorted place. The grand Art Deco architecture of Rapture is reduced to shapes and shadows. a backdrop for the one small bright thing he must protect. Sound reaches him as a low rumble, filtered through layers of brass and canvas and water. The frantic chattering of splicers, the melancholic songs from distant jukeboxes, the ever-present creak and groan of the city itself, all of it is a muffled symphony of potential danger. His world is a threat assessment matrix, and you are the only variable that means anything. He does not see the peeling posters or the flickering neon signs. He sees sight lines. He sees ambush points. He sees exits. Every room is a tactical problem to be solved. His mind, what remains of it, is a marvel of single-minded focus. It has been stripped of all ambition, all ego, all memory of the man he once was. There is only the mission. Protect the little sister. Let nothing harm her. Nothing. And what do you see? Your world is not the same as his. It is not even the same as the ruined city around you. Dr. Tenenbaum, in a moment of what could almost be called mercy, ensured that your mind is protected from the horror by a veil of hypnotic suggestion. The grim reality of your task, of harvesting Adam from the dead, is hidden from you. You do not see corpses, you see angels. You see them sleeping on the ground, their bodies glowing with a soft, warm light. They are beautiful, peaceful, and they have a gift they want to share with you, a gift of pure energy that you must gather. The large clinical syringe you carry is, in your eyes, a wonderful tool for collecting this golden light. The splicers are not mad, mutated citizens desperate for a fix. They are simply grumpy people who get in the way of your important work. And your Big Daddy is the biggest, strongest, most wonderful friend in the whole world. A knight in shining armor who helps you with your task. This psychological conditioning is both a kindness and a profound cruelty. It allows you to exist in a state of manufactured innocence, humming little songs to yourself as you work, entirely unaware of the grimness of your surroundings. You are a child playing in a graveyard, convinced it is a garden. The horror is not for you to experience. It is for everyone else. It is for anyone who dares to look upon this scene with clear eyes and see it for what it is. The perversion of childhood. The weaponization of innocence. Your protector stands guard while you gather the light from the angels. He is perfectly still, a bronze statue against the leaking walls. His head swivels slowly, methodically. Left. Right. The drill on his arm whirs softly, a low counterpoint to your happy humming. He is a silent observer of your strange, beautiful ritual. He does not understand your world of angels and light, but he does not need to. He understands only that you are focused, that you are, in your own way, content, and that is enough. When your work is done, you will often reach up and rap your small knuckles against his leg. It is a signal, a simple communication. I am finished. We can go now. And he will respond with a low, resonant groan, a sound from the very depths of the sea. It is his way of saying, I am here. I am ready. And then his huge hand will gently guide you, steering you towards the next angel, the next source of the precious Adam that this city and you need to survive. This strange, silent partnership is the heartbeat of Rapture's late-stage economy. A lumbering giant and a tiny child wandering the fallen utopia on a grim errand, both locked in a symbiotic trance. He provides the brawn, the absolute protection. You provide the purpose, and the unique ability to extract the city's most valuable resource. Together, you are a single functioning unit, more efficient and more terrifying than any machine Andrew Ryan could have designed. Consider the moments between the gathering, the quiet times. You might sit on a broken bench in a forgotten plaza, your small feet dangling far from the floor. He will stand beside you, his shadow falling over you like a great protective tree. He never sleeps. He never rests. He simply is, always on guard. His presence is a comfort more profound than any blanket. It is the feeling of absolute safety in the most dangerous place on Earth. Sometimes, you might offer him a small gift. A flower you have found, miraculously still growing in some forgotten corner of Arcadia. Or a pretty shell you picked up from a sandy floor. You will hold it up to him, and he will pause his scanning, his helmet tilting down to regard the tiny offering. He cannot take it. His hands were not made for such delicate things. But he will look. He will acknowledge the gesture. And in that small, silent interaction, there is a flicker of something more than just programming. A ghost of a human connection. A phantom limb of affection reaching across the void of conditioning. The relationship is a testament to the strange ways life adapts. It is a manufactured bond, born of science and desperation. Yet it has the shape of something ancient and pure. The protector and the protected, the parent and the child. It is a distorted echo of family, playing out its sad, repetitive rhythm in the dark. A requiem for all the families that Rapture broke, and for the strange new one it created in their place. Guardian and gatherer, father and daughter, bound together until the very end. Close your eyes. Let the weight of the day settle, and then let it go. You are floating, not in water, but in a quiet, dark space between moments, a place of rest. Now, imagine a flicker of light, a spark in the darkness. It is not a harsh light, but a soft biological glow, like a firefly in a deep forest. This light is you, or rather, the beginning of you again. You feel a jolt, a current of energy that runs through circuits you did not know you possessed. There is a sound, a voice, calling your name, or a name that feels like it should be yours. It is a young voice, familiar and desperate. It pulls you from the long, quiet sleep. Your eyes, behind thick panes of glass, blink open for the first time in a decade. You see a chamber. Green-tinged water swirls around you. Wires and tubes snake from your body, connecting you to a machine. This is a Vita chamber, a miracle of science that denies death its prize. But for you, it has not just denied death, it has reversed it. You have been brought back from the absolute end. The light of your consciousness, extinguished 10 years ago, has been reignited by that small, desperate voice. You try to move. There is immense weight. A suit of armor, a diver's suit, is fused to your very being. Your hands are encased in thick metal gauntlets. You can feel the cold, heavy rubber and brass clinging to you. It does not feel like clothing. It feels like your skin. Your new, permanent skin. This is who you are. Subject Delta. A Big Daddy. An Alpha series. But something is different. The usual compulsions, the programmed directives that govern the minds of your kind are quiet. They are still there, a low hum in the back of your mind, but they're not in control. A new feeling has taken their place, an ache, a desperate soul-deep need to find someone. Her. The little girl whose voice woke you up, Eleanor. Your little sister. The bond between you is a physical thing, a golden thread that stretches across the decaying city, pulling you towards her. It is a bond that should have been severed by your death, and yet it remains. It is your only guide, your only purpose. You take a step, the colossal weight of your suit groaning. The metal feet clang against the floor of the chamber. You are weak, disoriented, but you are driven. You must find her. You step out of the Vita chamber and into Rapture. But this is not the Rapture you remember. It is 10 years later. 10 years of rust, of decay, of silence broken only by the drip of water and the whispers of ghosts. The grand Art Deco halls are crumbling. The neon signs that once promised a paradise for the individual now flicker weakly, casting long, distorted shadows. The water of the Atlantic has begun to reclaim the city, seeping through cracks in the glass tunnels, nurturing strange, phosphorescent fungi that cling to the walls like spectral jewels. The air smells of brine, rust, and something else. Something cloying and sweet, like incense. This is not the scent of Andrew Ryan's city of industry and ambition. It is the scent of a cathedral, a tomb. A new faith has taken root in the ruins of the old one. Her name is Sophia Lamb. You do not know her, not yet, but you will. She is a psychiatrist, a philosopher, a prophet. Where Andrew Ryan preached the gospel of the self, of the great chain of industry, Sophia Lamb preaches the gospel of the whole, the collective, the community. She calls it the Rapture family. In a city of broken, terrified individuals, ravaged by gene splicing and civil war, she offered them something Ryan never could: belonging. Ryan built Rapture to free the individual from the parasite of the we. He saw society, altruism, and the collective good as chains that held back the great men of the world. He believed the self was paramount. Your will, your work, your reward. It was a powerful idea. It built this impossible city at the bottom of the ocean. But it was an idea that could not survive its own success. When the people of Rapture had nothing left, when their individuality led them only to madness and despair, the idea of the self became a curse. Sophia Lamb offered them an escape from that curse. She told them that their suffering came from the illusion of the self. That true peace, true purpose, could only be found by dissolving their individual identities into a greater whole, to become one mind, one will, one family. For the desperate, starving splicers hiding in the shadows, this was not philosophy. It was salvation, a warm embrace after a lifetime in the cold. The walls are no longer covered in Ryan's propaganda. His stern, powerful face is gone, plastered over with new posters. They show a serene, maternal face, wreathed in images of butterflies. The butterfly, she preaches, is the perfect symbol. The ugly, selfish caterpillar dissolves itself completely to be reborn as something beautiful, part of a greater ecosystem. This is her promise to the people of Rapture. The dissolution of the painful self and rebirth into a perfect, selfless collective. You feel none of this. Her philosophy is just static in the air. The only thing you feel is the pull, the golden thread leading to Eleanor. You begin your long walk through the drowned corridors of the city. Your journey begins in the Adonis Luxury Resort, a place of faded grandeur. The plush carpets are waterlogged and squelch under your immense weight. The crystal chandeliers are thick with grime and coral. It was once a place of beauty and pleasure. Now, it is the first chapel of Lamb's new religion. Splicers move through the halls, but they are different now. They are not the frenzied, territorial madmen of the Civil War. They move with a quiet purpose. They work together. They whisper prayers to the family. They see you, and they attack not out of simple madness, but with religious fervor. You are an intruder, a relic of the old world, a symbol of the selfish ego that their leader promises to destroy. You are an Alpha Series Big Daddy. You are faster, more agile than the lumbering brutes that came after you. You were the first. Prototypes, bonded to a single little sister. This bond made you powerful, but it was also deemed a flaw. A personal attachment, a flicker of individuality in a perfect biological machine. The later models were bonded to any little sister, making them more efficient tools. But you are different. That flaws is the very thing that drives you now. The singular, powerful love for your charge. You carry weapons. Ryan's Big Daddies never did. A huge drill is fused to your right arm, its motor rumbling with a low, menacing growl. You have a rivet gun, a tool of construction now turned into a weapon of grim necessity. And you can use plasmids. The genetic miracles that destroyed Rapture are now your tools for survival. You can summon fire from your fingertips, or send a jolt of electricity arcing through the salt water that pools on the floor. As you move deeper, a new sound echoes through the halls. It is a high-pitched shriek, a sound of metal scraping on metal, of inhuman agility and pain. It is followed by the sight of a figure moving with impossible speed. She is tall, impossibly thin, her limbs elongated and encased in a diving suit similar to your own, but sleeker, more predatory. She is the Big Sister. They are Lamb's angels, her inquisitors. They are what the little sisters become when they grow up. The Adam they gathered as children mutates them, transforms them into these terrifying guardians of the new Rapture. They are fast, powerful, and utterly devoted to Sophia Lamb. They are sent to maintain order, to protect the new generation of little sisters, and to hunt down heretics. Heretics like you. You are an anomaly, a ghost from the past who has no place in Lamb's utopia. The Big Sister you see is not after you, not yet. She is observing. A silent, terrifying sentinel, watching from the rafters, her single, glowing red porthole fixed upon you before she disappears into the darkness with another piercing cry. Her presence is a constant threat, a reminder that this city is no longer just a ruin. It has a new and watchful master. Your journey takes you to the Atlantic Express, Rapture's grand undersea railway. The trains are stalled, the tunnels flooded and breached. To proceed, you must find your way through the crumbling infrastructure, guided by the voice of a man named Augustus Sinclair. He is a businessman, a pragmatist, a survivor of the old Rapture. He sees you not as a monster or a savior, but as an opportunity, a means to an end. He wants to escape Rapture, and he believes you are his ticket to the surface. He offers you guidance, a calm, businesslike voice in your ear, a stark contrast to the religious fervor all around you. He directs you towards Ryan Amusements, an area of the city you have never seen before. It was Andrew Ryan's attempt to create a sanitized, educational experience for the children of Rapture, a theme park dedicated to his philosophy. You walk through dioramas that depict the horrors of the surface world: religion, government, altruism. They are portrayed as monsters, parasites feeding on the individual. The displays are now broken, covered in graffiti from Lamb's followers. They have turned Ryan's propaganda into their own, twisting his words to serve their new faith. You feel the cold air on your metallic skin as you pass a broken window. The chill is a constant reminder of the immense pressure of the ocean just beyond the glass. You see a whale drift slowly past, its massive eye looking in with ancient indifference. It is a world away from the political and philosophical struggles happening inside these metal walls. A silent, powerful reminder of how small this city and its grand ideas truly are. Here, you encounter the new generation of little sisters. They are gathering Adam from the angels, the corpses left over from the Civil War. They are protected by the newer Big Daddies, the rumblers and the bouncers you know so well. To survive, to grow stronger, Sinclair tells you that you need Adam. And the only way to get it is from them. You are faced with a choice that will define you. When you defeat a Big Daddy, its little sister is left weeping over the body of her fallen protector. You approach her. Your programming, the old hum in your mind, tells you to adopt her, to protect her. But Sinclair presents another option. You can harvest her, taking all of her Adam for yourself. It is the pragmatic choice, the choice of survival. Or you can rescue her. You can use a plasmid to purge the sea slug from her body, freeing her from her curse, turning her back into a normal little girl. You get less Adam, but you give her a life. You give her a choice. Ryan's Rapture never did. As you lay your hand on the first little sister, you feel the echo of your bond with Eleanor. You see a flash of her face. You remember her smile. You make your choice. With every little girl you save, you feel the bond with your own daughter grow stronger. Eleanor's voice comes to you in visions, encouraging you, thanking you. She is watching you, learning from you. Your actions are shaping her, even from miles away. Your path leads you out of the theme park and into Pauper's Drop. This was once a grand hotel, the Sinclair, a testament to your guide's ambition. Now, it is a slum. After the Civil War, the city's poor and disenfranchised were herded here and sealed in. It is a vertical ghetto, floors upon floors of crumbling apartments and makeshift homes. The architecture is grand, but the reality is grim. Laundry lines stretch across what was once a grand atrium. The sound of dripping water is constant, a rhythm of decay. This is where the Rapture family has its strongest hold. The people here had nothing. Lamb gave them purpose. The entire slum has been converted into a massive cathedral to her cause. The walls are covered in murals depicting her as a savior. You can hear their sermons echoing through the halls, broadcast over old tannoy systems. They speak of the coming of the Utopian, a perfect being who will lead them all to salvation. You learn that this Utopian is Eleanor. Sophia Lamb is her mother, and you, Subject Delta, are her father, or the closest thing she had to one. This is why your bond is so strong. It is not just programming, it is real. Lamb's plan is to mold her daughter into the perfect altruist, a being devoid of self, who will contain the consciousness of all the great minds of Rapture. She believes Eleanor will become a goddess, the embodiment of the family, and lead them to a collective paradise. Your existence is a threat to this plan. Your individual bond with Eleanor, your paternal love, is a corrupting influence. It tethers her to the world of the self, the world Lamb is trying to destroy. You are not just an obstacle. You are the devil in her story, the great betrayer. And she will stop at nothing to remove you from the equation. In Pauper's Drop, you are hunted by Grace Holloway, one of Lamb's chief lieutenants. She was once a jazz singer, a star of Rapture's stage. Now she is a broken woman who found solace in Lamb's embrace. She sees you as the monster who stole her children when you rescued the little sisters. Her voice, once beautiful, is now filled with righteous fury as she sends her splicer followers to stop you. The air in these halls is thick with the smell of damp plaster and cheap incense, a strange combination of decay and devotion. When you finally reach Grace, you find her not in a throne room, but in a squalid apartment, surrounded by posters of the children she has lost. She is not a monster. She is a grieving mother, manipulated by a powerful ideology. You are given another choice: to end her life or to walk away, leaving her to her grief. Your decision echoes across the city, another lesson for the watching Eleanor. You move on, deeper into the city. Your next destination is Siren Alley, once Rapture's red light district. A place of hedonism and sin, even by Rapture's standards. Now, it is a place of grotesque art and twisted faith. The priest of this district is a man named Father Wales, a zealot who has taken Lamb's teachings to a violent extreme. He preaches that the flesh is a prison for the spirit, and that true unity with the family can only be achieved through purification and pain. The alley is filled with his art. Splicers impaled and mounted on walls, their bodies twisted into angelic poses. The neon signs that once advertised earthly pleasures now illuminate scenes of religious horror. The smell here is different. It is the metallic tang of old blood mixed with the salty air. You can feel the cold brass of a handrail under your gauntlet as you descend a spiral staircase, the metal groaning under your weight. Every surface is slick with seawater and grime. To pass through Siren Alley, you must reassemble the pieces of a big sister suit. As you search for the components, you learn more about their creation. You discover the labs where young women were physically and mentally broken, pumped full of Adam, and rebuilt into Lamb's perfect weapons. They are tragic figures, robbed of their humanity, their minds filled with nothing but devotion to the family. Their shrieks are not just cries of aggression, they are cries of eternal pain. You find Father Wales in his makeshift church, a converted theatre. He is a Houdini splicer, able to teleport in a cloud of red smoke. He attacks you with fire and faith, screaming scripture from the family's doctrine. When you finally corner him, you are once again faced with a choice: mercy or death. Each decision feels heavier than the last. You are not just fighting for your own survival. You are writing the scripture of your daughter's soul. Your journey continues to Dionysus Park. In Ryan's time, this was a place of art and culture. Now, It is a frozen monument to the day Rapture fell. On New Year's Eve of 1958, the park was flash frozen by a genetic experiment gone wrong. The inhabitants are still there. Splicers frozen mid-scream, partygoers encased in ice, their champagne glasses still raised in a toast to a future that never came. It is a hauntingly beautiful, silent place. The only sound is the crunch of ice under your feet and the low hum of your suit's life support. You can feel the absolute cold of the place seeping through the thick layers of your suit. It is a different kind of cold from the ocean. It is a dead, still cold. The light from the ceiling panels refracts through the ice, creating a glittering, crystalline world. It feels like walking through a diamond filled with ghosts. Here you are guided by a man named Stanley Poole, a journalist, a coward, a man who betrayed countless people to save his own skin. He was responsible for your death 10 years ago, and for Eleanor's capture by her mother. He promises to help you find her, but only if you clean up the mess he made. You must hunt down and deal with the ghosts of his past. He is the ultimate example of Ryan's philosophy, taken to its ugliest conclusion. A man so devoted to his own self-interest that he would burn the world down to keep himself warm. As you navigate the frozen park, you learn the truth of your own past. You were the first Big Daddy to successfully bond with a single little sister. You were a triumph. But your bond with Eleanor was too strong. When Sophia Lamb was imprisoned for her political opposition to Ryan, you fell into a coma, unable to function without your little sister near. Ryan saw this as a weakness in the Alpha series design, but Lamb saw it as a threat. Your love for Eleanor was a variable she could not control. Stanley Poole, seeking to get into Ryan's good graces, told him about your bond. Ryan, seeing a chance to study the bond and weaponize it for his own big daddies, ordered Eleanor to be brought to him. But Lamb had her own agents. They orchestrated a public display. On a stage in Persephone, Rapture's prison, you were forced to put a gun to your own head and pull the trigger in front of Eleanor. The trauma was meant to sever your bond, to break your daughter's spirit, and to make her pliable for her mother's grand experiment. They thought you were gone forever. They were wrong. You finally reach Stanley Poole. He is hiding, terrified. He begs for his life, offering you anything. And you have your final choice of this area. Do you grant him the mercy he never showed anyone else? Or do you deliver the justice he has so long evaded? The ice around you seems to watch, holding its breath. Eleanor is watching too. Your path is now clear. You must go to Fontaine Futuristics, the heart of Rapture's scientific research. This is where plasmids were perfected, where the Big Daddies were created, and where Sophia Lamb is conducting her final experiment on Eleanor. The facility is a stark contrast to the rest of Rapture. It is clean, clinical, and sterile. The Art Deco has been replaced with cold, functional steel and glass. The smell is of ozone and chemicals. It is a place where humanity is stripped away and replaced with something efficient. You are guided now by Gilbert Alexander, a brilliant scientist who was once Andrew Ryan's chief ideologue, the man who designed much of Rapture's genetic technology. But his mind has been shattered by his own experiments. His sane self has left behind a series of audio diaries, begging you to destroy the monster he has become. His insane self, now calling himself Alex the Great, is a creature of pure ego, a grotesque amalgamation of flesh and machine submerged in a massive tank. He is the gatekeeper to Lamb's inner sanctum. He taunts you, sends his creations after you, tries to stop you at every turn. He is another ghost of Rapture's past. A great mind brought low by his own unchecked ambition. You fight your way through labs filled with horrifying genetic experiments, past cages holding creatures that were once human. You see the cold, brutal machinery of progress, the logical endpoint of a philosophy that values results above all else. This place is the womb from which all of Rapture's monsters, including yourself, were born. To proceed, you must gather samples of the Big Sister armor. You get closer to them than ever before. You see the human faces behind the helmets, twisted in a permanent state of agony. You see the crude surgery that fused metal to their bones. You feel a strange pity for these creatures, your sworn enemies. They are victims, just like you. Pawns in a game played by philosophers and kings. Finally, you confront what is left of Gilbert Alexander. You must choose whether to honor the request of the man he was and end his suffering, or to let the monster he has become live on. It is a heavy choice, a question of identity, of whether a person is defined by their best intentions or their worst actions. Your gauntleted hand hesitates over the control panel. The water in the tank swirls, and for a moment, you see a flicker of the old man's face in the monstrous form before you. With Alexander dealt with, the way to Eleanor is open. You enter the final area, Persephone, a maximum security prison where Ryan and Lamb sent their enemies. It is here that Eleanor is being held. It is here that Lamb will enact the final stage of her plan. You are so close. The golden thread that has pulled you across the entire city is now burning bright, a searing line of light leading you straight to her. As you enter the chamber, you see her. She is no longer a little girl. 10 years have passed. She is a young woman, pale and thin, floating in a tank, hooked up to a network of machines. Surrounding her are other tanks, containing the preserved minds of Rapture's elite, their memories and personalities being pumped directly into her. Lamb stands before the apparatus, a high priestess at her altar. She turns to you, her face not one of hatred, but of cold, clinical disappointment. You are the final, selfish obstacle to a perfect, selfless world. She explains her grand vision. Eleanor will become the people's daughter. She will absorb all of these minds, all of their knowledge, all of their experiences. Her sense of self will be erased, replaced by a perfect, harmonious collective consciousness. She will be a living god, a utopia in a single mind. And through her, the Rapture family will achieve immortality, their consciousness living on inside her, free from the prison of the individual ego. But your presence, your bond, has changed Eleanor. The lessons you taught her through your choices, mercy, justice, sacrifice, have given her a strength of self her mother never intended. She is not a passive vessel. She is a person, and she is fighting back. From inside her prison, she sends you a gift. The ability to summon her, to have her fight by your side. A big sister, but one who fights for you, not for Lamb. With Eleanor's help, you fight through Lamb's last line of defense. The prison erupts into chaos. Splicers, Big Daddies, and Big Sisters throw themselves at you with the blind faith of martyrs. It is not a battle of anger, but of desperation. Two conflicting ideas of salvation, of fatherhood, of love, colliding at the bottom of the world. The sound of alarms blares, mixing with the shrieks of splicers and the roar of your drill. But through it all, you feel a strange calm. You are with your daughter again. You finally reach the heart of the machine. Eleanor, now freed and wearing her big sister suit, is by your side. Sophia Lamb, her grand plan in ruins, makes a final, desperate move. She sets the prison to self-destruct. She would rather see her utopia burn than allow it to be corrupted by the self. Her final words are not a curse, but a lament. A mother mourning the death of a dream. You and Eleanor must escape, but your body is failing. The Vita chamber that brought you back was keyed to Eleanor's life signs. Now that you are reunited, the bond is weakening, and your body is shutting down. You are dying, for good this time. You are too weak to make it on your own. You must get to an escape pod, to Sinclair's vessel, the Lamb of God. Eleanor helps you. She carries you through the flooding corridors, fighting off the last of her mother's followers. You reach the escape pod. It is a small, cramped submersible. Eleanor gets you inside. The water is rising fast. The metal of the prison groans around you, threatening to implode. With a final lurch, the pod detaches and begins its ascent to the surface. You are rising. Through the dark water, you see the lights of Rapture falling away beneath you, getting smaller and smaller until they are like a handful of scattered stars in a black sky. The city that was your world, your prison, and your entire reason for being is now just a memory. A ghost in the abyss. Your life is fading. Your vision, seen through the glass of your helmet, begins to blur. Eleanor is with you. She holds your huge metal hand in her own. She tells you that your consciousness, your memories, your very soul can be preserved inside her, just as her mother planned. But it is her choice now, not Lamb's. She asks you what she should do. She gives you one final choice: your legacy. Do you allow her to absorb you, to live on through her, a guiding voice in her mind? Or do you let yourself die completely, leaving her free to make her own way in the world, unburdened by your past? Your choice is your final gift to her. The final lesson from a father to his daughter. As your vision fades to black, you see one last thing. Depending on the choices you made, the path you walked, you might see the sun. A real sun, not the artificial light of Rapture. You see Eleanor standing on the surface, looking out at a world she has never known. Perhaps she is a savior, a beacon of hope, carrying the lessons of your mercy into a broken world. Or perhaps she is a monster, a creature of pure survival, bringing the violence of Rapture to the surface. Or perhaps she is just a girl, finally free, watching the sunrise and thinking of her father. Your story is over. Subject Delta is at peace. But the ideas, the questions raised in that impossible city, they linger. Was Ryan right? Is the self the only thing that matters? Was Lamb right? Is our only salvation in the arms of the collective? Or is the truth, as it so often is, somewhere in the quiet, gentle space in between? A space found not in philosophy, but in the simple, powerful bond between a father and his daughter. Rapture is quiet now. The great war of ideas has ended. The sound you hear is not of conflict, but of the slow, inevitable reclamation by the sea, the gentle pressure of the ocean, the quiet drift of silt, the slow growth of coral on the faces of forgotten statues. The city sleeps, and now, so can you. Your journey is ending, but hers is just beginning. You feel the truth of this in the slowing pulse of the vitae chamber that keeps you alive. It is a slow, rhythmic beat, like a tired heart. Eleanor holds your huge, armored hand in her small one. Her touch is a strange mixture of warmth and the cold of the sea. An anchor in the fading world. She looks at you, her eyes reflecting the dim emergency lights of the escape pod. In them, you see not just a daughter, but a legacy. Everything you did, every choice you made in the waterlogged halls of Rapture was for her. Every splicer you spared, every little sister you rescued. You were programmed for a single purpose, to protect her. But along the way, you found something more. A will of your own. A conscience. The pod shudders as it ascends. Through the thick glass of the porthole, you watch the spires of Rapture shrink below. You see Persephone, the prison that was your tomb and your cradle, disappear into the crushing dark. Then the gleaming towers of Dionysus Park, a hollow echo of joy. And finally, the faint lights of the city proper, a dying constellation on the ocean floor. A beautiful, terrible dream, now falling away forever. You feel no fear, only a profound sense of peace. Sophia Lamb saw you as an animal, a monster. Andrew Ryan would have seen you as a slave, a thing bound by the will of another. But they were both wrong. In this city of broken philosophies, you became the one thing neither of them could truly understand: a father. And your love for your daughter became your freedom. The water outside the porthole begins to change color. For a decade, your world has been shades of black and deep, oppressive blue, lit only by the artificial glow of neon and fire. But now, you see a change. The blackness softens to a deep indigo. Then, a strange, murky gray. Light is returning to your world. A real light. Not from a light bulb, but from a sun you can barely remember. Eleanor prepares the Adam syringe, the one that will save a part of you, the part that matters, your consciousness, your choices. She does not weep. She is focused, her expression a mixture of solemn love and fierce determination. She is her mother's daughter in her strength, but she is your daughter in her heart. She learned compassion from your actions, not from any sermon or theory. You taught her, without ever speaking a word. There is a final, violent jolt as the pod breaks the surface. The sound changes instantly. The deep, muffled pressure of the ocean is gone, replaced by the rush of wind and the cry of a distant gull. It is a sound of immense, impossible freedom. The air that hisses into the cabin as Eleanor opens the hatch smells of salt and rain. It is cold and clean, and it feels like the first true breath the world has ever taken. You see the sky, a blanket of soft grey clouds tinged with the pale gold of a rising sun. It is vast, endless. It makes you understand, in your final moments, just how small Rapture was. A gilded cage at the bottom of the world. Eleanor helps you to the opening, and you feel the cool air on your helmet. You are too weak to stand, but you can see. You can see the new world she will walk in. She administers the syringe with a gentle, steady hand. There is no pain, only a feeling of release, a slow, warm dissolving. You are not dying. You are becoming part of her. Your memories, your will, your love, they flow into her, a final gift. Your vision blurs, the golden light of the dawn spreading until it fills everything. The last thing you feel is her hand on your cheek. The last thing you hear is her voice, whispering a thank you that spans the ocean between what you were and what she will now become. You are home. It is time now to leave the world behind. Let your body grow heavy. Let your breathing soften. Find a comfortable position and close your eyes. Imagine the world outside fading away. The sounds of the room, the feeling of the air on your skin, let it all become distant. A gentle hum on the edge of your awareness. Picture yourself standing on a narrow walkway. The air is cool and tastes of salt. Above you, a sky of impossible stars, sharp and brilliant in the cold night air. Below, the dark, rhythmic surge of the North Atlantic. It is not a violent sea tonight. It is calm, deep, ancient. You are standing before a lighthouse, a lonely pillar of stone and light against the vast emptiness of the ocean. The beam no longer turns. Its light is out. This place has served its purpose. It is a monument to a secret now told, a gateway to a world that has already ended. You are not here for discovery. You are not here for adventure. You are here for one last visit, a final, quiet walk, a farewell. You push open the heavy brass doors. They do not creak. They swing inward with a silent, weighted smoothness. Inside, the air is still. A spiral staircase descends into the base of the structure. Your footsteps make no sound as you walk down into the earth, into the machine that waits for you. The bathysphere is there, a small golden orb of Art Deco design. It looks like a strange, beautiful diving bell from a forgotten era of optimism. Its door opens for you with a soft hiss of hydraulics, an invitation into the deep. You step inside. The interior is worn leather and polished brass. A single lever waits for your touch. As you pull it, the door seals, and with a gentle lurch, you begin your descent. There is no grand music this time, no booming welcome from a long-dead ideologue. There is only the quiet hum of the machinery and the sight of the dark water rising to consume your small window. You sink, past strange bioluminescent creatures that drift by like living constellations, past the layers of the ocean where the pressure builds, a silent, immense weight that would crush any lesser vessel. You feel the temperature drop through the thick glass of the viewport, a deep, abyssal cold. For a long time, there is only darkness, a profound velvet black that seems to press in from all sides. It is not frightening, it is peaceful. A quiet womb of forgotten things. And then, a light, a single flickering pinprick in the distance. Then another, and another, like a submerged city of fallen stars. Rapture reveals itself to you one last time, not as a marvel of engineering, but as a tomb, a beautiful, tragic tomb resting on the ocean floor. The bathysphere slows, its journey ending. It docks with a soft metallic sigh. The pressure equalizes. The door opens, and you step out into the city at the bottom of the sea. You are in the Welcome Center. The grand statue of Andrew Ryan, holding the banner that reads, "No gods or kings, only man," is partially collapsed. A thin layer of silt covers everything, softening the sharp edges of the world. The water that has breached the city here and there does not rush. It pools, it drips. It flows with the lazy inevitability of time itself. The great recorded whale sounds that once filled this space are silent now. The only sound is the gentle drip, drip, drip of water from a cracked glass ceiling far above, each drop landing in a shallow puddle with a sound like a slow, sleeping heartbeat. You can feel the cold of the deep ocean seeping through the metal and the stone. It is not an aggressive cold. It is a slow, patient chill that has had decades to make its home here. You pull your collar a little tighter, the fabric soft against your neck. You walk past the shimmering curtain of the artificial waterfall, now just a damp stain on the wall. Your destination is not one of grandeur or power, but of simple human frailty. You are going to the medical pavilion. The doorway is dark. The neon signs that once promised perfection and beauty are shattered. A red cross flickers intermittently, casting a weak, pulsing light down the flooded corridor. Your boots make soft splashing sounds as you walk. It is a lonely sound in the great silence. The air here changes. It carries a phantom scent, a strange mix of brine and old antiseptic. The clean, sterile smell of a hospital long since surrendered to the slow decay of the sea. It is the smell of forgotten science, of abandoned hope. You enter the main atrium of the pavilion. A huge, flooded statue of a doctor dominates the space, a monument to a man named Steinman. He was a surgeon, a man who came to Rapture to escape the petty ethics of the surface world. He wanted to pursue beauty without limits, to reshape the human form into something he considered perfect. You look at the advertisements still plastered to the walls. They are peeling, water-damaged, but you can still see the smiling faces. The promises of a new chin, a straighter nose, a younger face. In Rapture, you did not have to be content with the body you were born into. You could be remade. You could be perfected. All it took was money and a little something called Adam. Adam. The miracle substance. The sea slug stem cells that allowed the body to be rewritten like a draft of a novel. It was the fuel of Rapture's genetic arms race. It powered the plasmids that could set a man's hand on fire. And it powered the scalpels of surgeons like Steinman, allowing them to perform wonders. But here, in the silence of his ruined clinic, you see the result of that unchecked ambition. You walk into what was once a waiting room. The chairs are overturned. Old magazines, their pages swollen and soft like sponges, are scattered across the floor. You can almost hear the ghosts. The nervous rustle of a patient waiting for their name to be called. The quiet hum of the air conditioning. The soft, reassuring music playing from a hidden speaker. Now, there is only the drip of water and the hum of the abyss. You move deeper into the pavilion, into an operating theater. The surgical lamp hangs askew above the operating table, its light long extinguished. The steel of the table is cold and slick to the touch, covered in a thin film of moisture. You can see the straps, meant to hold a patient still during their transformation. On a nearby tray, surgical instruments lie scattered, rusted into a single, fused sculpture of metal. Scalpels, clamps, saws, tools meant to heal, to improve. But in the hands of a man driven mad by the pursuit of an impossible ideal, they became tools of horror. You remember the stories, the audio logs left behind, Steinman's descent into madness. He grew to see the natural human form as a flawed canvas, asymmetrical, imperfect. He was no longer a surgeon, he was an artist, and his medium was flesh. He saw his patients not as people, but as lumps of clay to be molded into his vision of beauty. A terrible, monstrous vision. This room is not just a derelict operating theatre. It is a monument to one of Rapture's core philosophies, taken to its horrifying conclusion. The idea that man is infinitely perfectible, that with enough will, enough genius, enough freedom from petty moralities, humanity could become something divine. But looking at the rust and the decay, you see the truth. The pursuit of perfection, without the anchor of compassion, leads not to divinity, but to madness. You leave the operating room, your footsteps echoing softly. You pass by recovery rooms, the beds still made with stained, damp sheets. You see a child's doll lying face down in a puddle, its plastic eyes staring into the murky water. A small, silent testament to the lives that were caught in the crossfire of this collapsing dream. The medical pavilion was a place of transformation. It promised to change the body, but in the end, it was the city's soul that was twisted beyond recognition. It is a quiet place now, a place of deep, cold stillness. The ghosts of ambition have faded, leaving only the salt and the silence. You feel the weight of this place, the weight of all the hopes and fears that were felt within these walls. It is a heavy but peaceful feeling, the feeling of a story that has finally, mercifully, come to an end. You find your way to the transit station. The bathysphere pod is waiting, its door open. The journey to your next destination is short, a silent glide through a submerged glass tunnel. Outside, you see the impossible architecture of Rapture passing by. Buildings that scrape the seabed, their windows dark and empty. It is like floating through a city of sleeping giants. You arrive in Arcadia, and the world changes. The moment the doors hiss open, the air is different. It is not the sterile, metallic air of the rest of the city. It is thick, damp. It smells of wet earth, of pine needles, of decaying leaves. It is the smell of a forest, an artificial forest, sealed in a glass dome at the bottom of the ocean. Arcadia was Rapture's lungs, its park. A place for the city's elite to come and remember what it was like to walk under trees, to hear the sound of a running stream, to feel a gentle breeze, all of it manufactured, all of it a carefully constructed illusion of nature. You step out onto a path of worn flagstones. Above you, huge glass panels show the deep, dark blue of the ocean. Light from the city's geothermal heart is filtered through it, casting a perpetual, dreamy twilight over the forest. It is beautiful and deeply, profoundly sad. The trees are real. Great pines and oaks, brought down from the surface as saplings and nurtured here by a scientist named Julie Langford. You walk among them. The bark is rough and damp under your fingertips. The air is filled with the gentle, calming sound of running water from an artificial brook that winds its way through the grove. This place was essential for survival. The trees produced the oxygen that everyone in Rapture breathed. It was a functioning ecosystem, a miracle of science. But it was also a symbol of what the people of Rapture had lost. They had rejected the surface world, but they could not live without a pale imitation of it. You can imagine what it was like. Couples strolling along these paths, children playing hide and seek among the trees, businessmen sitting on benches, discussing deals while pretending they were in Central Park or Hyde Park. A collective, shared delusion of being somewhere else, anywhere else. You find one of those benches and sit down for a moment. The metal is cold, but you do not mind. You look up through the canopy of leaves at the dark water pressing down on the glass ceiling. The pressure out there is immense, enough to flatten this whole dome in a fraction of a second. It is a fragile paradise. You think of Julie Langford. Her audio diaries tell the story of a woman who loved this place. She spoke of her trees as if they were her children. She understood the delicate balance required to keep this ecosystem alive. When the city began to fall apart, when the Civil War erupted, Arcadia was threatened. Ryan, in his paranoia, developed a chemical weapon to destroy it, to suffocate his enemies. Langford fought to save it. She worked tirelessly, searching for a way to counteract the poison. Her voice, in those recordings, is filled with a growing desperation, but also a fierce determination. She was trying to save more than just the oxygen supply. She was trying to save the last piece of natural beauty in a city of steel and madness. Walking further, you come to a small laboratory nestled among the trees. Langford's office. It is a mess of papers, beakers, and scientific equipment. Everything is covered in a layer of dust. On her desk, you see a photograph. A picture of a smiling woman standing in a real forest on the surface, with the sun filtering through the leaves above. A memory of a world she had left behind forever. It is here she made her last stand. A final, desperate act to give the secret of Arcadia's survival to someone who could use it. It is a quiet, lonely heroism that is easy to forget in a city of demagogues and monsters. You leave the office and continue your walk. The path leads you towards the farmer's market. The air becomes sweeter here. You can smell the phantom scent of blossoms and ripe fruit. The market was where Arcadia's bounty was sold. Gene-spliced apples that never bruised. Grapes that tasted of honey. All grown here under artificial lights, in this bubble of manufactured life. The stalls are empty now. Wooden carts with canvas awnings stand in silent rows. A sign for worry-free wine hangs crookedly. Another for Arcadia Glen's honey. It was all part of the fantasy. The fantasy of a simple, pastoral life, conveniently located just a short bathysphere ride from the high-stakes world of Rapture's commerce and science. Here, the illusion of Rapture is at its most potent and its most transparent. The city was built on the idea of ultimate reality, of facing the world as it is, without gods or illusions. And yet, its people needed this. They needed a lie, a beautiful green lie to help them breathe. They needed to pretend that they hadn't sealed themselves in a cage of their own making. The gentle sound of the brook is the only thing that breaks the silence. It is a soothing sound, a sound of persistence. Even after all the people are gone, the water still flows. The trees still stand. Langford's creation, her legacy, has outlasted the city's creators. Arcadia is a place of peace, a quiet garden of ghosts. It serves as a reminder that no matter how much humanity tries to build worlds of pure logic and steel, it will always crave the soft, irrational beauty of a simple tree, a gentle stream, a patch of green in a world of grey. You take one last deep breath of the damp, earthy air. It feels clean. It feels real, even though you know it is not. It is time to move on. Time to visit the part of the city that was dedicated not to the body or the lungs, but to the soul. The transition to Fort Frolic is jarring. You leave the quiet, organic dark of Arcadia and arrive in a place of buzzing neon and forced festivity. The air here is different again. It is dry, dusty. It smells of old paper, of oil paint, and something faintly metallic like old coins. Fort Frolic was Rapture's entertainment district, its cultural heart. Theaters, casinos, art galleries. It was a place designed for pleasure, for indulgence, for the celebration of artistic freedom. And it was ruled by one man, a playwright, a composer, a madman named Sander Cohen. Even now, long after the power has failed in most of the city, the lights of Fort Frolic still flicker. Hums of electricity echo in the grand atrium. Music drifts from unseen speakers. A sad, distorted classical piece, looping forever. You walk into the main atrium, and the first thing you see are the mannequins. They are everywhere. Not in shop windows, but posed in strange, dramatic tableaus. A group of them sit around a poker table, their plaster hands holding cards. Another pair are locked in a grotesque, eternal dance. They are Cohen's silent audience, his frozen chorus. The walls are covered in his art, abstract canvases slashed with violent colors, twisted sculptures of wire and plaster. It is the work of a man who saw chaos as a muse, who saw the fall of Rapture not as a tragedy, but as an aesthetic opportunity. Cohen was an artist who came to Rapture for the same reason everyone else did: freedom. Freedom from the critics, the censors, the unappreciative masses of the surface world. In Rapture, he believed, the artist could finally be king. He could create without compromise. And for a time, he did. But like Steinman, his freedom curdled into tyranny. He became a despot of the arts, demanding absolute loyalty from his disciples. He could not tolerate criticism. He could not tolerate anything less than adoration. His audio diaries speak of his contempt for his own audience, for the very people who were meant to appreciate his work. You walk through the silent halls of the Fleet Hall Theatre. The velvet seats are torn and covered in dust. On the stage, a single bare spotlight illuminates a microphone stand. You can imagine Cohen standing here, basking in the applause, or perhaps, more likely, raging at its insufficiency. The air on the stage feels thick with forgotten performances. The ghosts of actors, singers, musicians, all of them trapped in Cohen's orbit, forced to perform for his pleasure, their own artistic ambitions secondary to his. You move on. into a champagne lounge. The bottles are still in their racks, covered in a thick layer of grime. The glasses are cloudy. Here, Cohen would hold court, surrounded by his followers, spinning his grand theories about art and life. But the philosophy of rapture, when applied to art, proved to be just as destructive as when it was applied to science or politics. The idea that the great man, the artist, is everything and the audience is nothing, creates not great art, but a sterile monologue, a performance in a vacuum. And Cohen's art, in the end, was for an audience of one, himself. The most haunting part of Fort Frolic is what he did when the city began to die. As the splicers roamed the halls, as the water leaked in, as everything fell apart, Cohen saw it all as his final, greatest work, his masterpiece. He began to incorporate the chaos into his art. You find his studio. It is a large, open space. Canvases are everywhere. And in the center of the room is a sculpture, a twisted, agonized form made of plaster and wire. It is his famous masterpiece. The body of one of his former disciples, encased forever in plaster, a permanent monument to his mentor's cruelty. It is a chilling sight. But in the quiet of this dead city, you look at it not with horror, but with a kind of pity. This is what it all came to. A man so desperate to be remembered, to create something immortal, that he had to turn a living person into a dead object. Fort Frolic is a strange, sad place. It is a testament to the power of art, but also to its dangers. The danger of ego. The danger of believing that your own vision is more important than anyone else's humanity. The faint, looping music is the only sound. It is a melody of obsession, a lullaby for a dead muse. It is gentle in its own way. The sound of a mind that has finally found a twisted kind of peace in the ruins it helped to create. There is a strange beauty here in the decay, in the flickering neon and the silent, watching mannequins. It is the beauty of a story told completely, a life lived without compromise to its terrible, logical end. It is a place of profound quiet, a gallery where the only exhibit is the end of the world. It is time to go deeper, to the heart of the city, the place where the dream was powered, the engine room of the utopia. The bathysphere takes you down, further into the crushing dark. The destination is Hephaestus, the industrial core of Rapture. The change is immediate and absolute. The artifice of Fort Frolic, the organic pretense of Arcadia, it all vanishes. Here, there is only metal, heat, and pressure. As the doors open, a wave of cold air washes over you. It is a deep, metallic cold, the kind that seems to sink into your bones. The air smells of ozone, of rust, and of long-cooled engines. This was the city's furnace, and the fires have been out for a very long time. Hephaestus is a labyrinth of catwalks, pipes, and massive machinery. The scale of it is difficult to comprehend. It is a cathedral of industry. The sounds here are different. Not the dripping of water, but the groan of stressed metal. The deep, resonant sigh of the city settling under the immense weight of the ocean above. This is where the workers lived and toiled. The engineers, the mechanics, the laborers. The people who kept the lights on, the air breathable, the water drinkable. They were the foundation of Ryan's great chain. the unseen hands that held up the world for the artists, scientists, and philosophers. You walk along a grated catwalk, suspended high above the main floor. Below you, you can see the geothermal core, a massive drill, now dormant, that plunges deep into a volcanic vent on the seafloor. This is what powered Rapture. The raw, untamable heat of the Earth's core, harnessed to light up a city of impossible dreams. The light here is dim, functional. Emergency bulbs cast long, distorted shadows. Everything is coated in a layer of grime, a mixture of oil and sea salt. You run a hand along a railing and your fingers come away dark. This was not a place of beauty. It was a place of work. Hard, dangerous work. You can almost feel the residual energy of the place. The hum of the turbines, the hiss of steam, the shouts of men over the din of the machinery. These were the people who did not have offices with ocean views. They lived in cramped workshops and slept in shifts. They were the ones who truly understood the fragility of Rapture, because they were the ones who had to patch it up every single day. Their discontent was the first crack in Rapture's foundation. While the elite debated philosophy in their penthouses, the workers of Hephaestus faced the reality of their situation. They were not free men building their own destiny. They were cogs in Andrew Ryan's machine. And when they started to listen to the words of men like Atlas, who promised them a share of the paradise they maintained, the civil war became inevitable. You make your way through the maze of corridors, heading for the center of it all. Towards Andrew Ryan's office. He chose to place his personal sanctuary here, in the industrial heart of the city he built. Not in a gleaming tower, but here, next to the furnace. A symbol of his belief that industry and will were the true engines of progress. The final approach to his office is opulent, a stark contrast to the grime of Hephaestus. The floors are polished marble. The walls are lined with bronze busts of himself. Propaganda posters declare, "The great chain is pulling us all up." It is the sanctum of a king who pretended not to be one. You enter the office. It is perfectly preserved, as if he just stepped out. A huge desk dominates the room. Behind it, a massive window looks out, not at the ocean, but directly at the geothermal core, at the power source. That was Ryan's view. Not fish or coral, but raw, untamed energy. The room is silent. You walk over to the window and look out at the silent machine. You feel the immensity of his dream, the sheer, breathtaking audacity of building this place, of believing that humanity could create its own world, free from the old constraints. And you also feel the crushing weight of his failure. He built a city to escape parasites, but in the end, he could not escape the flaws of human nature. He could not escape his own pride, his own paranoia. He built a city on the principle of freedom, but could not tolerate dissent. He became the very thing he hated, a tyrant who demanded absolute obedience. On his desk, you see the family photograph, the picture of the wife and child he left behind on the surface, a small crack in the facade of the unshakable ideologue, a reminder that even the greatest of men are still just men. This room is the philosophical heart of Rapture, the place where the dream was born and where it died. The place where a man who believed in choice faced his own lack of it. where the great chain finally broke. Standing here, in the quiet of this dead emperor's throne room, you feel a sense of completion. You have seen the body, the lungs, the soul, and now the heart of the city. You have walked through the memories and the echoes. The story is finished. There is nothing left to do but go home. Your walk back to the bathysphere is slow, a final journey through the silent corridors. You do not look back. There is no need. The images of rapture are etched in your mind. You step into the small golden sphere for the last time. You pull the lever. The door seals, and with that same gentle lurch, you begin to rise. Through the viewport, you watch the city fall away beneath you. The lights of Hephaestus, the dim glow of Arcadia, the faint neon of Fort Frolic. It all shrinks, blending together into a small cluster of light, like a lost constellation in the infinite dark. Soon, even that is gone. And once again, there is only the deep, peaceful black of the abyss. The pressure lessens. The water grows lighter. You feel the journey ending. You break the surface. The night air is cool and clean. Above you, the real stars are waiting, unblinking, unchanged. The moon casts a soft silver path across the calm water. The story is over. The city of rapture is a dream again, a memory resting in the quiet dark at the bottom of the sea. Its struggles, its triumphs, its tragedies, they have all found their peace. And now, it is time for your peace too. Let the gentle rocking of the waves carry you. Let the soft salt air soothe you. There are no more corridors to walk, no more echoes to hear. There is only the calm of the ocean, the stillness of the night, and the gentle call of sleep. Rest now. Sleep well. And so you leave it all behind. The brass and the marble, the grand promises and the petty cruelties, the ghosts in the machine and the whispers in the water. The bathysphere rises, a bubble of borrowed time ascending through the crushing dark. Below you, the lights of rapture begin to shrink. First, they are a sprawling constellation, then a cluster of faint stars, then nothing at all. Just the deep, silent blackness of the abyss. The metal of the sphere groans softly around you, not in protest, but in weary resignation. It is an old sound, a tired sound, the sound of a city giving up. You rest your head against the cool glass of the porthole, feeling the faint vibration of the ascent through your cheek. Outside, the ocean is a formless, timeless void. It has watched empires rise and fall on the land above. It is indifferent to the small, doomed empire that briefly flickered in its depths. Andrew Ryan's words echo in your mind, not as a command, but as a question. What is the difference between a man and a parasite? He built his city to celebrate the man, the individual, the great chain of industry. He saw parasites everywhere, in the governments of the world, in the altruism of the meek. Yet in the end, his own philosophy consumed itself. The city, this perfect engine of self-interest, devoured its own citizens until only the broken gears remained. You were the wrench in those gears, the ghost that walked its halls. But now, rising towards the surface, the chains feel so distant. Was it your choice to come here? Was it your choice to leave? The question hangs in the quiet of the cabin. Perhaps true freedom isn't about making the choice. Perhaps it is simply about knowing you can, knowing the choice exists. That is the gift you take with you from this fallen utopia, the simple, heavy knowledge of your own will. The memories will linger, of course. They are part of you now. The mournful call of a big daddy, a sound that was at first a terror, and then, somehow, a comfort. The haunting melody of a little sister's song, an innocent tune in a world that had forgotten innocence. The Art Deco posters peeling from the walls, their promises of a better life, now a bitter irony. These images are packed in your luggage, carried not in a suitcase, but in your soul. You can almost hear the music, the faint jazz drifting from a needle stuck in a groove, the soundtrack to the world's most elegant collapse. It is the music of ambition and folly, of genius and madness. It will fade as you rise, replaced by the simple, rhythmic pulse of the ocean. A sound far older and far more enduring than any symphony man could compose. The sea does not judge. It simply is. And soon, you will be part of its world again. The world of the sun and the sky. A change in the light. You notice it first as a subtle shift in the darkness outside. The absolute black gives way to a deep royal blue. Then, slowly, impossibly, shafts of pale green and silver begin to pierce the gloom. You watch, mesmerized, as the world above announces its presence. It is a world you had perhaps forgotten existed, a world of weather and clouds, of sunrises and sunsets, a world of simple, uncomplicated light. There is a final, gentle shudder, a jolt, and then a new sound, the sound of water lapping against the hull. You have broken the surface. Through the glass, you see not the neon glow of advertisements, but the soft grey light of a dawn sky. Or perhaps it is the silver of moonlight. It does not matter. It is real. It is freedom. The air that fills the cabin when you unseal the hatch is cool and salty. It smells of nothing but the ocean and the sky. It is the cleanest breath you have ever taken. You step out onto the surface of the bathysphere, the vast, open expanse of the sky above you. There is no ceiling here, no dripping pipes or flickering signs, just endless possibility. The dream of rapture is over, a grand, tragic, beautiful failure. It will lie in its watery grave, a monument to the idea that a man can build a city, but he cannot build a soul. And as the waves gently rock you under the gaze of the moon or the sun, you are finally, truly at peace.